What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today we have an update on Dead Island 2 that I did not expect. And to be fair, the update that I'm talking about is simply just the fact that it's still a thing. A lot of you guys may not even know what Dead Island is, but it's an open world zombie game that was actually really cool when it released, that being way back in 2011. But Dying Light 2 has already been announced, we saw trailers, we've gotten all this information about the game, but it's just kind of been in turmoil and we never really thought we would be getting it. This game has been through a lot. It's been passed around between different developers and publishers, and it's been through so much. It's just crazy to think that it could actually be in production. So as a quick little rundown of what it's been through, let's go over that. So originally the game was supposed to be made by Techland, but they ended up going in a slightly different direction, kind of taking the same idea but making it kind of better, to be honest, and they ended up making Dying Light 2, which once again, if you've never seen Dead Light gameplay or anything like that, it's very similar to Dying Light with no parkour mechanics. But Techland basically ended up giving up on the project and moving on to something that they would rather do, meaning that the game has no developer now. So Dead Island's publisher, Deep Silver, then had to go to Jaeger to make the game. So already a game being handed off to a different developer is kind of an issue, but it seemed like things were going well. During Sony's E3 2014 showcase, the game was actually announced and scheduled for release in 2015. It was a very cinematic trailer, and honestly, I remember being so hyped for this game. I played a little bit of Dead Island, not really getting into it that much, but I was really excited for Dead Island 2. Later in 2014 at Gamescom, actual gameplay footage was released. We got to see that the game was set in California. It was more bright, it was more beautiful than the predecessor. Honestly, it looked really good and continued to build up some hype. Once again, things really seem to have gone well, but that kind of ends here. Because in 2015, the year that the game was supposed to release, Jaeger was dropped from development and the title moved to another studio that wasn't even named. So once again, the game is being moved over to another studio, and this time we don't even know who it is. According to Jaeger's Timo Ullman, their vision for the game was canned because it didn't line up with Deep Silver's vision for the franchise. So to me, that makes it seem like they kind of had a general concept of the game. It was probably done, or at least somewhat close to being done, but they didn't really like where it was at, so they kind of had to take it from the ground up. There was radio silence for a while, but in March of 2016, Deep Silver announced that Sumo Digital had production of the game. Obviously, we're not getting any more trailers, we're really not getting any more information. However, in 2017, they reiterated that the game was still in development. Already 2 years after launch, but hey, I mean, I guess it's still being worked on, that's nice. And then one more time next year in 2018, they also reiterated that the game was still in development. So the game was set to release once again in 2015. Now it's 2019, halfway through 2019, and we really haven't heard anything. We haven't seen anything on it in 4 years. However, it seems to be resurfacing because during the recent earnings call, THQ Nordic listed the game in its upcoming releases and noted that it's still coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, with next generation consoles coming out next year, it seems pretty likely that we would be getting the game very soon. I mean, if the game is still 2 years off or something like that, they would just release it for next gen consoles. This isn't to say that it couldn't be a cross-gen game coming out on current gen consoles and the next gen consoles, but it also says that it's not going to be years and years away. Unfortunately, in the earnings call, they literally didn't say anything about the game. They just mentioned that it was in the works. But either way, that is a 100% solid confirmation. Without a doubt, Dead Island 2 is coming at some point. All we really have to go off of is the consoles that they listed, and that being current gen consoles, I would imagine that we may actually see this game at E3. Again, that is complete speculation. I don't want you to take that for fact, but it seems somewhat likely to me. But all of the turmoil of the development, everything that's gone along with this game, I'm not really super optimistic about it. I mean, think about Crackdown 3. It wasn't a terrible game, but it was just so hyped up for so many years that nothing it could do could possibly actually fulfill its shoes. Although Dead Island 2 doesn't really have the hype that Crackdown 3 had, I feel like it's just the people that were really excited about it just aren't excited anymore and kind of lost faith. But again, that's not to say it's a bad game. Maybe it is still going to be really good. Maybe it's going to be evolutionary. But let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comments below. Are you excited for the game? Do you think it's going to be worth it? What do you guys think? But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, doesn't mean like some